To be or not to be. Welcome back to Anatomy 101. We're learning about the skull with this baby. Anyways, so this is a skull. It's on your face. This entire part is called the frontal bone. So this part of the forehead is called the glabella. It's beautiful. And then over here, there's like a small little notch right there. See that little baby notch? It's called the supraorbital notch. And inside the eye, there's small little holes in there. Baby, they're called the optic canal. It goes through. This pipe cleaner can't go through though, because it's a thick boy. Anyways, this part is called the supraorbital fissure. And then the bottom part, where it's like this tiny little line where I could put the pipe cleaner through, because it's thin enough, is called the infraorbital fissure. And then over here, there's a very small another little baby hole right there. It's called the infraorbital foramen. Skulls. Got it. Welcome back. Same skull, new angle. This beautiful side. Oh, beautiful. I love the skull. So then once again, the same side is now the supraorbital foramen. A small little notch right there, baby notch. And over here, where it's like a squiggly line going through your skull, this is the coronal suture. Over here, where it kind of curves over, same kind of like little squiggly line, but it kind of, it's over here, kind of goes over. It's a nice little squiggle. It's called the squamous suture. And the one that goes over here, another little squiggly line that looks weird on your skull, is called the lambdoid suture. Over here, we got like a nice little hole right there that this thing can't go through because this is a plastic model of a skull. It's called the external auditory medius. Now, you would usually like be able to put it through so that way you can understand. That's your ear. That's your ear in your skull. Getting rid of this baby, now you got your jaw. It's beautiful. Look at that strong jawline and stuff. Yeah. This part, where it's like the nice little notch part, is called the mandibular notch. Once you get past the mandibular notch, you got this baby right here, thicker part. That's called the mandibular condyle. The smaller part, where it looks like it could cut you because you got a strong looking jaw, it's called the chroinoid process. And then over here, that small little other little baby notch, little hole, called the mental foramen. Yeah. Welcome back. Same skull, new angle, the bottom part. It's lovely. I love it. Anyways, so over here, past your nostrils, this bottom part is called the vomer or vomer, depending on where you're from, because people say O's in different ways. This part, this giant hole in the bottom of your skull, is called the foramen magnum. Next to it, these two little baby bones right here are called the occipital condyle. Over here, this very large part is called the mandibular fossa. Over here, where it's like the smaller little holes, it's called the styloid process. And on this bottom part over here is called the mastoid process. This smaller little baby one, like it's this tiny little skinny bone, is called the zygomatic process. Yeah. Welcome back. We're spicing it up. Pumpkin spice style. New skull. Popping this bad boy open. Look at that. Just like a coconut. This is the inside of your skull. Now, the one difference that we're gonna look at, real nice and close, these little baby holes that I put the pipe cleaner through because it's just thick enough. It's called the foramen spinosum. It's beautiful. I love it. Getting rid of this bad boy, and now looking at the top part of the little coconut that I cracked open. Wonderful. It's like a walnut. There's like a squiggle that goes right down. That's called the sagittal suture. Lovely. That's it. Now to spice it up. Now I'm not just gonna point things out with this little baby. I'm gonna explain some things. Cracking open the coconut again. Inside the skull we go. So this part is actually a nice little pocket called the sella trachella. And inside there, it protects the pituitary gland, right in your skull. And then, going back to the foramen spinosum, this transmits, so this thing, perfect, it's red for a reason. I'm depicting an artery called the middle Ingenial artery. Goes right through the skull. And that. So now I gotta get this. Still spicing it up like a pumpkin spice latte because it's October. I was gonna say November, but it is October. Spooktober. That's why we got skulls. So, still explaining some things. I'm gonna take this jaw off. We got the OG baby boy back. Using him again, there's usually a hole right here. It goes through. It's called the mandibular foramen. That allows for nerves for tooth sensation to pass through. So your teeth, that's why you feel pain when your teeth come out. And all that good stuff. Putting that down, got the base of the skull again. Love this baby boy. Over here, once again, foramen magnum. This allows for the brain to be connected to the spinal cord so you can feel everything in your body. You know what's going on with this bad boy. Thanks for joining Anatomy 101. You learned about the skull.